You've seen the promises, right? Make thousands a month and passive income right from your laptop. And for a ton of people, online publishing seems like that golden ticket. But what if I told you that for almost everyone following the popular advice, that dream isn't just a dream, it's actually a trap? Let's break down why that is, and more importantly, how to build something that actually lasts. So you look at this, and at first glance, it seems great. We've got our hopeful stick figure, and they see their goal, that shiny dollar sign, and it feels so close. But then, as we pull back, you start to see the whole picture. That dollar isn't just floating there. Oh no, it's bait, and it's hanging inside a giant open book that's, well, it's a spring-loaded mousetrap. This single image just perfectly captures the hidden reality of the most common way people get into self-publishing. Okay, so what exactly is this trap? It's got a name, low-content publishing. And look, this is the starting point for so many aspiring creators because the whole idea is just so simple, it's intoxicating. But that exact simplicity has created a marketplace that is so ridiculously saturated, so noisy, that it's become a digital dead end for countless people who started with the best intention. And this right here, this is the dream in action. You see our stick figure at their desk just quickly whipping up a simple cover for a journal. And look at that thought bubble over their head. It is just bursting with dollar signs. The idea is so seductive. You create one simple template, with blank or lined pages. You upload it, and then you just let the royalties roll in. It feels like you found the ultimate life hack. And then reality crashes the party. The camera zooms way out, and suddenly our creator is microscopic. They are completely swallowed up by this churning sea of other stick figures. And in this massive crowd, every single person is holding up a nearly identical notebook. You're not just trying to sell a product anymore. You're trying to whisper in the middle of a roaring stadium where everyone is screaming the exact same thing. Good luck with that. But the problem runs even deeper than just trying to get heard over all that noise. The real unshakable problem. It's built right into the numbers themselves. So let's take a look at the brutal math that makes this so-called easy money one of the absolute hardest games to win. Okay, let's set a goal, $1,000 a month. Nothing crazy, but a target that would make a real difference for most people as a side hustle. Now, what does it actually take to hit that number? Let's compare two totally different ways of getting there. And this slide, this lays it all out. On the left, you've got the journal grinder. They're sweating, they look exhausted, and they're standing next to a literal mountain of 600 low-profit journals they have to sell just to hit that goal. Now look to the right. Here we have the value creator. They're calm, proudly holding just 5 unique high-value books. These aren't just empty notebooks, These are things like a beginner's guide to urban gardening or a debt reduction workbook. They solve real problems, which means they can command a higher price, and they hit the exact same financial goal with about 1% of the sales volume. The difference is just staggering. So how do you get off the grinder's path and become a value creator? Well, the answer is a strategic shift in your thinking. It's a move that we call the high content pivot. It's all about making a conscious decision to stop chasing volume and start creating genuine, undeniable value. So what even is a high content book? Well, it's not just pages in a cover. It's a tool. It's a workout log designed specifically for powerlifters. It's a meal planner for super busy parents. It's a guide to a specific software for freelancers. You see, it targets a real pain point for a very specific audience. It stops being some disposable commodity and becomes a valuable asset, something you can build a real business around. So what does this journey look like in practice? Well, it all starts with our stick figure looking thoughtful, and a question mark appears. That's them identifying a real need. Then boom, a light bulb flashes on, the moment of inspiration for a unique solution. Next, we see them proudly holding up a finished, substantial-looking book. That's their published asset. And finally, they're not just shouting into the void. They are talking directly to another stick figure who is eagerly listening. They've found their audience. Following these steps isn't just about a different process. It reflects a fundamental shift in your mindset from thinking about short-term tactics to long-term strategy. It is the core difference between being a lazy publisher and being a smart publisher. Let's dig into what that really means. Let's break this down. The lazy publisher, they are obsessed with volume and speed, which just leads to a life of repetitive, soul-crushing grinding. Their product is generic, it gets instantly lost in the crowd, and the inevitable destination is burnout. The smart publisher, on the other hand, focuses on value and impact. Their effort is spent on strategic creation, thinking, researching, building. The result is a unique, lasting asset that generates sustainable income and, honestly, a sense of pride. It's about building a legacy, not just buying a lottery ticket. Okay, now that you've seen the two paths laid out so clearly, the choice really becomes yours. It's time to decide which publisher you actually want to be. And here's what your new path forward can look like, starting today. It's really time to draw a line in the sand. Ditch the generic, low-content journals. Seriously. Instead, pour all that creative energy into solving one single problem with one great book. Use the incredible tools we have now, like AI, not to just churn out more noise, but to supercharge your research, outline your solution, and really understand your audience's pain points. Your goal is to build a real asset that people are actually thrilled to pay for. And this is the destination. Our hero, the stick figure, isn't lost in a crowd anymore. They're standing alone at the beginning of a clear, upward sloping path. And at the top, it isn't just a pile of money. It's a single, shining book on a pedestal, a true asset that they created. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What problem are you uniquely positioned to solve?